Alright, today I'm going to show you guys how to make a very easy dish. We're going to make stuffed shells. If you haven't had it before, this is going to be a treat for you and your family or friends. First thing you're going to do is get a big jumbo box of stuffed shells, get a pot of boiling water, and go ahead, put that water on to boil. And while the water is on boiling, get you probably about a pound of ground turkey. If you prefer beef, that's on you. Go ahead and get that. But I'm using ground turkey because that's what I eat. So we're going to get that all grounded up. So while that turkey is being grounded up and frying down, this is the time to go ahead and season it to your preference. I use a little bit of Cajun. I use a little bit of that chicken seasoning. I use some black pepper, and I also use red pepper. That's what I use, but you season it to your liking. I mean, you know what you like. Season that meat just the way you like it. Listen, you want to be the talk of the Thanksgiving dinner? You want to be the talk of the Christmas party? Show up with a pan of these stuffed shells and watch you get talked about. You know what they're gonna say? I didn't know you know how to cook like this. Oh my God, why they stuffing their mouth with stuffed shells? So we got our ground turkey pushed to the side because it's done, it's seasoned. The water is boiling. Now we're gonna add our noodles to it, and you boil them according to the box instructions. Usually it take about 12 minutes. It took mine about 13 minutes. Once those noodles get done boiling, go ahead and rinse them off with cold water because you want it to stop cooking. You want them al dente. You don't want them too cooked. You don't want them too uncooked. You just want them al dente. So you want them just right, nice and firm. All right, so we got our meat done. We got our noodles done. Now we're gonna add some ricotta cheese. Now I got a 32-ounce tub of ricotta cheese, but I'm not gonna use the whole thing. I'm gonna use probably about 1/3 of it, or maybe about 15 to 16 ounces of it. And keep in mind, that's per box of jumbo shells. Now, if I was making enough of this just so I can stuff all my shells and have some left over, then you can freeze the rest of it, the mix. Yeah, this one of those dishes where you can always pre-make that mix, freeze it up in a bag, and you can make it at any day of the week. So now that I got the ricotta cheese inside of my mixing bowl, I'm gonna put about 2 cups of mozzarella cheese in there. And this right here, what I'm about to do and show you guys, don't tell nobody. Okay, I put a little bit of oregano in there. Now some people put parsley in there, but to me parsley don't have a flavor, but that oregano have a flavor. Got my ricotta cheese in there. I got about like a handful, maybe 2 handfuls of mozzarella cheese. But what I'm about to show you guys, this take you from an average cook to a professional cook. I'm using smoked sharp cheddar. I'm using smoked cheddar, and I'm breaking that all up in pieces, and I'm adding it to the mix. Also, I'm about to add some of this smoked Gouda cheese to the mix. See, this is what's gonna make it stand out, because when they bite into it and they taste that, them flavors just come rushing their brain. Like, listen, trust me, guys, you want to try this dish out. So I broke up a few slices of my smoked sharp cheddar. I broke up some slices of the smoked Gouda cheese. And while you breaking it up and adding it into your mix, every now and again, eat you a slice or two of it. I mean, don't just throw it all in there. Just, sample the product. And keep your hands clean. I know you see me doing this with bare hands, but my hands are clean. So I got my cheese in there. Now I'm going to add my ground turkey into this mix. Remember, this mix, this is everything that's going to get stuffed inside of the shells, inside of the noodle. Hey, get you 2 eggs, whip them up, beat them up, and put it inside of your mix. After putting the eggs inside of your mix, go ahead and add you a little bit of grated cheese in there. After you put the grated cheese in there, get you some sour cream. And the sour cream going to change the texture. It's going to make it really creamy and really smooth. So put you some sour cream in there also, to your liking. And once you add that sour cream, add the eggs, you got your cheese, your ground turkey, your ricotta cheese, your mozzarella cheese, you got your smoked Gouda, you got your smoked cheddar cheese. Start mixing it up. Mix it really, really good. Now, your mix is all done now. Now you grab your pan and pour some sauce in the pan. Pour enough sauce in the pan because it's going to cover the pan. And this is what your shells are going to sit into. You don't need water for this. All you need is the tomato sauce or ragu or prego. Whatever sauce you use or any kind of marinara. Just add you some sauce to the pan. Some people like to make their own homemade sauce, which I personally think is better because it have, that rich flavor. What's going on right here, guys, is the hardest part of this whole process, and that's stuffing the shells. Now, if this is no problem to you, then it's not so hard. But otherwise, this is the lengthiest, hardest part of this whole deal. And when you want quality food, sometimes you got to put a little bit of work into it. You know what I mean? And once you get those shells stuffed and placed into the pan, what I do is get a little sauce and put on each shell, and I kind of stuff it. Stuff just a little bit of sauce in there with my mixture because I'm going for the maximum flavor that can be. When you bite into that shell, you know it was hard work put into that shell. You know, you go to a restaurant, the food's so good, you tell the waiter compliment the chef. That's what people gonna do once they taste this. That's what they're gonna do to you. Once you get those shells stuffed with the sauce, go ahead and take a little bit of mozzarella cheese and sprinkle it across the top of it. You don't need a whole lot, just sprinkle a little bit across the top of it, just to cover it. I also took a little bit of sharp cheddar cheese and sprinkled it across the top. This more so for cosmetics. You know what I mean? Like, the flavor is inside of it. So this more so for the cosmetic part of it. Once you get this cheese on top of it, cover the pan with foil. Completely cover that pan with foil. Make sure you have your oven set at 350 degrees. All you got to do is set the timer for 30 minutes. After the 30 minutes, you're going to pull the shells out of the oven. You're going to uncover these shells, and they're going back into the oven for another 15 minutes. And this is more so for the cheese that's on top. And after you get done with those 15 minutes, pull it out of the oven. And this is the results. Now take a look at this. This is what you want to see once you pull them out of the oven. Look at that. Well, we're not just going to look at it. We're going to go ahead and grab a plate. And we got to go for the taste test. Listen, right now, stop what you're doing. Run to the store real quick. Grab all these simple ingredients and start making this dish. People gonna swear you've been cooking like this since you've been born. You've been born to cook once you make this kind of dish. Let me know in the comments, what did you do different when you made it? What did you think about it? What did it taste like? What did people say about it after you got done with it? Anyway, guys, talk to you in the next one. Peace.